edition, the last February 2020 edition of FSU Weather. I'm Steve Meteorologist Michael Onen.
And I'm student meteorologist Hayden Wilder.
Yeah, and Hayden, another great day out there. A little chilly for standards for this time of year, but it was great out there.
Yeah, I mean, the sun, the sun was yellow, the sky was blue as it can be. It was a really awesome time out there.
Oh,
However, I will say, that radiation cooling, the frost on the car, it took me a couple minutes to get it off.
Oh yeah, I left the house at around 9 a.m. and even in the shaded places you could still see frost on the roofs. So it was pretty cold out there this morning. I actually got down below freezing. Not as cold tonight, but it's gonna take a while for us to warm up to the 70s, and really up until Monday, we're not expecting any really warm.
So right now we're in that trough, but as a next storm system comes in the middle of the week, we're getting some southern air ahead of it, and that's going to warm us up again.
Yeah, but it's really looking nice out there. Honestly, enjoy it because when we come to June and we're in the 90-degree weather every single day, we'll be remembering these days.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to those 9 degrees, but I know it's coming.
Yeah, it's gonna come eventually. But enjoy the nice wintertime weather. Hopefully it warms up that we can finally have a beach trip before the semester ends.
All right, now we're gonna bring it over to Lindsay at the desk.
Thanks so much, guys. Looking at that traffic cam, looks like we have no traffic in the region, so enjoy that. But if you are driving, you might be stuck in traffic if we can't see it. It's 60 degrees outside and the sun is just about to set, so roll down those windows, enjoy the beautiful temperature while you can. And our satellite is showing us it's absolutely gorgeous outside, not a cloud in sight, absolutely clear conditions going into tonight as well. But looking at the southeast, you are going to see Florida for the entirety is pretty clear, not a cloud in the sky, maybe a scattered shower here and there in a specific region, but nothing that we're experiencing. But as we move further north, Atlanta, Raleigh, you guys are experiencing some rain and even some cloud coverage, so just be careful. But if we're looking at this high pressure system down here, that's what's giving us those beautiful conditions for today and into that weekend as well. But for tomorrow, another beautiful day, 66 degrees and sunny. Maybe go sit on the green at Landis, enjoy it, read a book, take a run. But for the show, we're going to see rain moving in this week. Winter is making a return. It's going to cool down. And we do have some great desk segments ahead. But for now, I'm going to pass things off to Michael with a look at the National.
Yeah, thanks, Lindsay. And it's a pretty chilly eastern section of the U.S. right now. You can see a lot of the U.S. is below freezing, especially in the northern plains, with 26 in Detroit, 28 in Chicago, 34 in Boston. A little bit warmer down towards Texas. You can see 72 in San Antonio right now. But the warmest spots are actually off towards the west coast. 76 in Los Angeles. San Diego actually got up to 80 degrees yesterday. So it's been pretty warm down towards Southern California. It's actually been warmer than Miami the last 2 days. Miami's right now at 66 degrees. So pretty interesting weather pattern we are in right now. With that cold front moving through earlier this week, basically on Wednesday and Thursday, a lot of the U.S. has these really dry dew points. Have a lot of northerly flow from Canada, bringing in that drier Arctic air. And look at that, even in Miami, you have those lower dew points. We rarely see sub 40 dew points in Miami, even during this time of year. So pretty impressive how dry the air is in terms of the entire U.S. You see with these winds, they're mostly coming from the northerly and westerly direction, a little southerly in Tallahassee, but that's going to switch as we go into the overnight hours and tomorrow as we get that reinforcing shot of some cooler air. And you'll see a weak disturbance in the southern Appalachians, which is part of our upper level water vapor. You can see a little bit of moisture in those upper levels. We have a little spin with the parent low that moved through the eastern U.S. this past week. And then we also have these two spins, one in Washington and one down towards Southern California. And those two are going to combine as we go into next week and be our next cross-country storm system for the entire U.S., especially as we go into the middle part of the work week. You can see right now, high pressure control in the southern U.S. has this very weak disturbance moving through the southern Appalachians and the northeast. And then we have high pressure in control of the plain states, and that's going to warm up the temperatures as we go into the weekend over there. Here's another look at this weak disturbance moving through the southern Appalachians. Have showers in the warmer air, and then the upper elevations, especially in North Carolina and Tennessee, have some snow showers there. And then down towards Texas, though, you see there's been a lack of rain, and you'll start to notice once this pops up, we do have some places where there are severe and extreme drought, especially southwest of Houston and north of Corpus Christi. You can see they definitely do need the rain out there. Also, a little bit dry towards the west. Hasn't been a really wet season for 2020 so far, so eventually we're going to get some rain through. Eventually, we'll see what happens. So here's a look at tonight's forecast. Pretty chilly conditions across the eastern U.S., and same thing for tomorrow. You can still see that trough impacting the Great Lakes and the southeast with temperatures in the 30s for a lot of the Great Lakes and 40 degrees in Washington, D.C. Now let's send off to Tyler with our first local.
Thanks, Michael. Here in Tallahassee, experiencing some colder temperatures. Right now we're at 60 degrees, but this morning, whenever I checked my phone when I woke up, we were at 31 degrees. So quite cold temperatures. Jackson at 56, New Orleans is at 67. For our dew points, Montgomery with that dew point of 31 degrees. Dry conditions all throughout our southeast, though. Very comfortable, though. We're having those temperatures around the 60s, so dew points about 30 degrees below the temperatures, so you're not really going to see too much moisture in the atmosphere. No dew forming now. So just overall a great but cold day for the southeast. We have mostly a westerly flow all throughout. Once again, somewhat northwesterly, which is bringing in that continental cold air from the center of the U.S., helping keep things cold here in the southeast. And conditions are quite breezy throughout Florida. Orlando having that westerly wind at 12 miles per hour. Even Little Rock having some winds pick up to 13 miles per hour. So our whole surface map here showing high pressure is mostly dominating the United States. Over Denver, we have a high pressure system bringing fairly clear skies for the Midwest. And into the south, once again, high pressure, keeping the southeast mostly clear. There's a little bit of rain here in Atlanta, even some snow as we get into North Carolina and Virginia. But the rest of us are looking pretty clear. Let's zoom in a little bit. You can see all of Florida, no cloud coverage to be seen. Alabama, a little bit of cloud coverage, and once you get into the northern portions of Tennessee, closer to Memphis, they're seeing a little bit of some scattered showers there. And upper level water vapor is going to show that there's not really much water vapor at all, especially Tallahassee. You see this dry strip of air above us. To our west, you can see some more of that colder air aloft, showing some more convective possibilities there. But we're going to look at the future cast. Over the next 24 hours, not really going to see much at all. Any of that rain that was in Atlanta and South Carolina is really going to move out, and looking like an awesome Saturday evening for all of the southeast. For tonight, Tallahassee 35 degrees, Jacksonville is going to be 34 degrees, and temperatures are going to stay fairly cold. And as we get into tomorrow, those temperatures are going to be back into the mid 60s all throughout the southeast. Now, I'm going to kick things off to the desk with myself and Lindsay.
Welcome back.
Thank you, thank you.
So we're going to talk about the flu right now because it's a pretty big problem in the United States. So
Yeah, we have 32 million cases of the flu right now. About 310,000 have been hospitalized from the flu, so it's quite a serious situation here in the United States.
yeah, it's definitely quite the epidemic right now. So there are ways that you can help yourself and help people around you. One, if you're sick, please go to the doctor, see somebody. There's no need to spread it around if you're not feeling well, because it's super easy to catch, and especially if you're on a college campus like we are, immune systems are down and you're stressed. Just go to the doctor, please.
And if you're around everyone, even if you're not around everyone, be sure to wash your hands regularly to make sure that you're not spreading any bacteria, any viruses as you're going throughout your day.
Absolutely. And while we're on the topic of taking care of yourself, be sure that you're sleeping enough. A well-rested body is a healthy body, and make sure that you're also eating well. With the flu coming around, it's great to be, have the right amount of nutrients in your body. Eat some vegetables, eat some fruits. High vitamin C intake is always great during these times because you're well adjusted to what could potentially happen to your body.
And as well as taking care of your body, you want to make sure you take care of your surroundings, at least your household. Be sure to disinfect everything, like your tabletop counter, stuff like that, to be sure there's nothing there that could be getting you sick. And just looking at all the U.S., we're all in a widespread outlook for the flu, except for Oregon. They're just seeing some sporadic flu instances, but really no way to really get around it. You need to take care of yourself.
Yes, so if you're traveling to any of these places in the U.S., including Oregon, be sure that you're wearing masks if you're flying. If you are flying, be sure to bring some hand sanitizer with you. While it's not as effective as antibacterial soap is, it's still a great way to keep yourself clean. Overall, just stay aware, wash your hands, and treat yourself right.
So if you do experience any symptoms, don't try and tough it out at home. Be sure to go to the doctor. You really don't want to mess around with the flu, considering how deadly it can be. So just be sure to take care of yourself. But now, I'm going to throw things back out to the wall with Hayden with another national look.
Yes. Yeah, so that national forecast, overall you can kind of see that cool air out into the southeast region. Tallahassee high 60, that's pretty cold for this time of the year. As you head further north to Detroit, you can really see that trough digging, 26. And then as you head out west, you kind of see this ridge building into Texas and California. The Los Angeles area pretty toasty, 76, and Texas pretty warm at 72 degrees. And with that trough and that really the wintertime air settling in, you can really see this reflecting the dew points. 34 in New Orleans, 30 in Tallahassee, even Miami, 39. That is extremely dry for this time of the year. And then especially up north, as we expect, dew point 5 and 4 in Minneapolis. And so this is really a product of that cold, really winter air settling in. Even as we're trying to transition to springtime, winter is still very much in control in the United States. And this dry air is being ushered in by these northwesterly winds. Kansas City, 11 miles per hour, Chicago, 10. And then the only exception would be in Texas. We have a little bit of a southerly wind. That is that ridge building into the southwest. So you have more of a southwesterly wind, but most of the nation is pretty cold. And so this storm systems in the upper level for next week in Tallahassee, it's all starting out west. You kind of see very low pressure coming out of California, a little spin here in the upper levels. And then in the Pacific Northwest, a little bit more moisture with this. And these two systems are going to combine together, and that's going to bring air low pressure into us. But for our region, nothing really to be worried about, especially upper air is very dry in Tallahassee. And there's another trough of low pressure. That's going to bring in some cooler air for the next couple of nights. Nothing too big into the region. And this is reflected in our radar. That upper level disturbance is producing some showers on the surface and some Appalachian snow. So if you're North Carolina, Virginia, and then you're up by the Great Lakes, you're in the snow, that is your time to go. Maybe hit the skiing before things dry out. And then same thing out west, maybe expect a couple of showers with these areas of low pressure. But overall, pretty calm in the nation. Like I said, just reiterating some of that snow and rain out to the southeast. Where it's not raining is Texas. We've got an extreme drought, especially out towards the Mexican border. Just a lot of rain that's not able to hit there. So if you're in Texas, make sure you try to conserve some water. And then same thing with out west. Despite the northwest, we've had some systems coming through. The general area is very dry. So just make sure to keep water. It's only going to get drier as we head into the season. So for tonight's forecast, 47, 52 out by New Orleans. And it's going to be a little bit warmer out west. But overall, it's going to be a very chilly night. And so the same thing with tomorrow's forecast. New Orleans is going to be 70, Tallahassee 65, and then very cold in the northeast. Now we're going to pass it off to Zach for his forecast.
Thanks, Hayden. And now let's move in a little bit more regional towards the southeast. And we're going to start with our temperatures. So right now, we're looking at 60s and a little bit of 50s around the region, a little cooler down here up towards Atlanta, 60 degrees in Tallahassee right now. And surprisingly, down more South Florida, they're a little bit cooler, seeing sunny skies, 57 degrees there in Tampa. The dew point, and we're seeing very, very dry air as these dew point temperatures indicate. 30-degree dew point here in Tallahassee, so no humidity to speak of, very comfortable conditions around the region, and that's really around the whole southeast region. No dew point, sunny skies, no cloud cover, very comfortable out there, no humidity to deal with. But our wind speeds, we're feeling a little breezy in Tallahassee, 10-mile-per-hour winds, and that's coming in off the Gulf a little bit. So we might have moisture starting to build into the forecast over the next couple of days, maybe looking into Monday, seeing potential for some rain as that moisture builds in. And then out more towards Little Rock, they're coming out of the west, moving eastward, 13 miles per hour, another breezy spot on the map there. But our big picture showing the high pressure that's really dominating most of the southeast right now is hanging out a little bit south of Houston, a little bit south of Dallas, and that's what's keeping the air very dry right now, and that's what's keeping the cloud cover out of the region. And we do have a few showers hanging around Atlanta, and maybe even a little bit of snow might peep in around the Atlanta area, maybe a little bit north later into the evening hours and maybe waking up tomorrow morning there. But for most of the southeast, pretty quiet conditions, clear skies, calm conditions throughout the southeast. And Florida, not really seeing much going on at all, no cloud cover to speak of, dry conditions there. So our upper level water vapor is showing all that dry air, and then out here on the other side of this high pressure system is where we're seeing those higher cloud tops. So we're seeing some clouds over there and maybe a little bit of moisture in the atmosphere that might build into something into later next week. So our future cast, not too much going on in the Panhandle region, but maybe up here towards Atlanta, we saw those clouds just come through just a second ago, maybe potentially bringing a little bit of snow for the upper Atlanta region, Tennessee, North Carolina, around there, and not a lot of rain. But for tonight, we're going to be chilly again, 35 degrees, so mid-30s waking up tomorrow morning, clear skies across the region, and we're actually going to be a little bit cooler in the Panhandle than we're seeing up north. Tupelo, 42 degrees is the low, and 50 degrees in Little Rock. They're going to have some cloud cover there to keep it a little warmer. But as for tomorrow, sunny skies across the whole region, 65 degrees as your temperature for tomorrow, and then in Montgomery, they're going to be a little bit cooler, 63 degrees there. But for now, let's pass things off to Lindsay.
Thank you so much, Zach. So we're going to take a look at the southeast, but right now, looking over Doak Campbell Stadium, the sun is setting. It was a beautiful day, and it's going to continue to be beautiful into tonight, a little bit cold. But currently, it's 60 degrees outside and sunny, so enjoy that sun while it's still out for the rest of the night. But for our rainfall almanac, we're behind, guys. We're about halfway from what we should be, so we are experiencing some drier conditions. Conserve water if you can. But our satellite is showing us that it's absolutely beautiful, not a cloud in the sky. And if you look over the Big Bend region, there's really not much, maybe a scattered shower here and there, but overall, pretty clear. And as we look into the southeast, we are going to see that the state of Florida is as clear as can be, maybe a scattered shower again here and there, but nothing to worry about. But as we move further north, we are going to see that there is some rain coming into regions of Atlanta and North and South Carolina, maybe even some snow pushing into North Carolina a little later on. But overall, the southeast is looking pretty beautiful, and we can thank this high pressure system down here. That's what's giving us this beautiful week and weekend ahead of us. There might be some rain to move in later into the week, but for now, we can thank that high pressure system for the beautiful day. Tallahassee, we're at 60 degrees and sunny, absolutely gorgeous outside. And for the most part, the Big Bend region is within the high 50s into low 60s rain. Apalachicola, send us your data. We miss you. For the dew point, 30 degrees. It's pretty dry out there, not so much moisture. But as we look into the future, we are going to see it remains dry, not a cloud in the sky, up until about Sunday evening when we see this cloud coverage pass through, but no rain to expect for the weekend, which is absolutely great. For tonight, 35 degrees in Tallahassee, 35 and 34 within most of the Big Bend region, but as we move further south, we're going to see St. Mark's at 40 degrees and Apalachicola at 45 degrees. If you're going out tonight in Tallahassee, bring your jacket, wear jeans. It's going to be cooler outside. Be prepared for that. But for tomorrow, another beautiful day at 65 degrees and sunny, with most of the Big Bend experiencing low to high 60s. If you're going with AMS tomorrow to the caverns, it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. But for the week ahead, expect it to be absolutely gorgeous for the weekend up until Wednesday. It's going to be a little bit warmer, but there is a slight chance of rain. Into Thursday, there's also a slight chance of rain. But for now, I'm going to pass things off to Tyler. He's going to give us a look at our local.
Thank you, Lindsay. We're going to head on into the lifestyle forecast we can expect locally here in Tallahassee. Really, no rain to be seen. Not expecting any rain anytime soon. So any plans you have for tonight and into this weekend are full steam ahead. Be sure to plan whatever you want, especially outdoors, because there's not going to be any rain to bother you. Look at this. Saturday, all throughout the day, nothing. Sunday, all throughout the day, maybe a little bit of cloud coverage in the morning and getting into the afternoon, but not too much to worry about. Still going to be mostly sunny conditions. If you're deciding to study this weekend, like I know I will be as my synoptic meteorology test is coming up, outside going to be 60 degrees, but once you go inside, Stroger and Dirac Library is going to be a little bit warmer there at 75, some more comfortable conditions. And if you're going out on the town, 35 degrees, cool and clear tonight in Tallahassee. And if you can brave those colder conditions, also a great night to go stargazing. Not going to be any clouds in the sky really. The moon going to be not quite so full, but still going to be able to see those stars in the sky. And I know our local chapter of the American Meteorological Society, we're taking a trip out west into Mariana tomorrow. Going to be 47 degrees at 8 a.m. And as we continue to explore the caves out there and go and have fun with some of our events there, we're going to see temperatures warm up to about 64 by 3 p.m. So if you're on the western side of the Big Bend region, these are kind of the temperatures that you can expect going throughout the afternoon. For your nightlife forecast on Saturday, 66 degrees pre-banding, inline 52 degrees. But once you get inside, it's going to be 80 degrees. Going to be a lot more people around you indoors, so you're going to feel those temperatures heat up, which might be a good thing since we're dealing with all these cold temperatures outside. And for the next 3 days, let's go day by day now. Saturday, 61 degrees is going to be your high. And Sunday, going to be the same temperature for your high temperature, 61 degrees. But once we get into Monday, with all this sunshine, we're going to start to see the temperatures pick up once again. We're finally going to get back into the 70s. So expect those temperatures to finally start to warm up once we get past the weekend, but still going to keep things sunny for the next 3 days. Now we're going to pass things off to Michael. He's going to give us a wider look at the rest of Florida.
Yeah, thanks, Tyler. And Florida's looking great once again today, living up to its name as the Sunshine State. Only a few clouds over the Gulf with that cooler air going over the warmer Gulf waters, which is a neat phenomenon we see a lot during the wintertime. But the inland areas, absolutely clear with high pressure in control. You can see the temperatures start out chilly in the morning with those clear conditions behind the cold front. And then they only warmed up to the upper 50s to mid 60s, which is well below average for this time of year, especially down towards South Florida. They only got up to the upper 60s today. So very cool conditions for the entire state. See right now, 58 in Pensacola, 57 in Gainesville. A lot of 50s along the inland areas, and then mid 60s down towards South Florida with 63 in West Palm Beach and 66 in Miami. The dew points, it's very dry out there behind this cold front, and we rarely see dew points in the 30s in South Florida. That's a treat, especially during the winter months. So really take advantage of these low dew points before that moisture does return next week ahead of our next storm system. High pressure is in control of the Gulf. We do have this weak system in the southern Appalachians, but the moisture is really going to fizzle out with the system. What it will do is just reinforce the cool air currently over the state of Florida and give those 60s for another 2 to 3 days before temperatures warm up at the beginning of the work week. But look at that, perfect conditions over the state of Florida, and that's going to continue for the rest of the weekend. Clear conditions in South Florida. We do have the Honda Classic out towards Palm Beach Gardens. Great conditions out there, but it is tricky. Only single digits as your leader right now, and it's going to continue with those windy conditions expected tomorrow. Now up towards North Florida, great conditions up there. Just a few showers, probably due to those controlled burns. I was seeing that they do have a lot of controlled burns out towards the Panhandle out here. So Panhandle, again, clear conditions with high pressure in control. Futurecast shows you that that weak disturbance doesn't really affect Florida. High pressure remains in control over the Gulf. So again, sunny skies with some cool conditions, especially for the end of February expected for the weekend. The drought monitor does show you we do need some rain down towards Wakulla County, but the rain that we got in Tallahassee earlier this week did help a little bit for that drought. For tomorrow, you can see conditions really nice in Miami with temperatures in the low 70s warming up into the upper 70s. Tampa, similar conditions as well. But again, very nice conditions overall for the entire state. It will be cool across the entire state of Florida and breezy down towards South Florida. And let's send it off to Zach with our final local.
Thanks, Michael. And we're going to take another local look here, our final local look of the day. And we're seeing that sunset out at Doak Campbell Stadium. Very, very beautiful skies. Look at that orange color in the background. Nice picture out there at Doak Campbell. And we're going to start looking at our temperatures real quick. And right now, we are sitting at 60 degrees, and that's going to be cooling down rather quickly. And we're going to be dropping down into the 30s tonight. So right now, enjoy those clear skies, clear sunset picture, and you'll be able to see the stars nice and bright out there over Doak Campbell Stadium tonight. And as for the satellite, not much to speak of, no clouds, so definitely a good night to do that stargazing, and no rain to speak of over the next few days. And we might see a shower try to peep in on Monday, but we'll look into that in a little bit. But this is what we're seeing and what's causing those clear skies. We have high pressure sitting over here around Texas, and that's what's keeping all the cloud cover out. And then around Atlanta, they do have a few showers passing through, but as far as the Panhandle region, which we're concerned, it's going to be a beautiful weekend ahead. And for our big picture, that's where the high pressure system's sitting. And then we do have the rain that's sort of sitting above to the north of us, but as stated, Panhandle region and most of Florida, very, very beautiful conditions. Not much to speak of going on there besides clear and sunny skies all weekend. And right now we're seeing 60 degrees as our temperature outside, a little bit cooler, and seeing sunny skies across the rest of the region, 55 in Thomasville there right now. And our dew point showing that it is very, very dry, comfortable, no humidity in the air, 30 dew point. So typically in the summertime, we're seeing 70, 72 on the dew point. So that's whenever it starts to get pretty muggy, pretty humid. So we are well below that. So about 40-degree difference in the dew point. So very dry, very comfortable for the end of our February and looking into March. But for tonight's forecast, we're going to see a low of 35 degrees, so we're creeping back into the 30s, a little bit warmer than this morning, waking up at 31 this morning, so we're going to be a little bit more comfortable, but not too much, mid-30s in tomorrow morning. For most of the region, too, Monticello, 34 there, and clear skies. Look at all those star icons across a whole region, no clouds to speak of for the next several days. Beautiful night tonight to stargaze, and for tomorrow, we're going to see a high of 65 degrees in Tallahassee, and no clouds to speak of for tomorrow's forecast either. 64 in Monticello, sunny skies, and then that's the next, waking up tomorrow, we're going to see 48 degrees at 9 a.m. and then warming up to 61 at 4 p.m. And that 7-day forecast is looking great. We're seeing 60s as highs for the rest of the weekend, maybe peeping into the 70s on Monday. But for now, let's start to wrap out the show at the desk with me and Hayden.
Wow, Zach, wow, that 7-day forecast looks amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely a great weekend, and I know we're going to Mariana tomorrow, so we're definitely going to have comfortable conditions to go see the caves. And actually, it might be a little warmer in the caves. Typically, if you've been to the caves, you know that it's underground, so it can be a little chilly. But because that temperature outside is going to be a little chilly, it might feel a little warmer to us down there.
Oh, okay, that's good. I was kind of worried about that. I didn't know how cold it was going to be. That's a good point. Maybe the cave will be warmer than the air for once.
Yeah. So that's sort of an unusual situation because, I mean, I've been there. Have you ever been out there before?
I have not.
Oh, it's great. You'll really enjoy it out there. Beautiful. And I know that we're also going to be touring the emergency management facility as well.
Yeah, I'm taking emergency management class, so it would be really cool to see the EOC in action, try to get application of what I'm learning.
And I know we're actually both enrolled online in that class together, so definitely learning a lot in that class right now. But as always, you can follow us on Twitter.
And make sure to follow us on Facebook at FSU.com, FSU Weather.
And also Instagram, send us any pictures. We have a beautiful sunset out at Duke, so if you can get out there, definitely send that to us on Instagram. And we love to see your pictures.
Yes. Like I said, maybe send a picture of those stars, the sunset, whatever you want.
And as for all of us here at FSU Weather, we're going to wrap out the show. And I'm student meteorologist Zach Law.
And I'm student meteorologist Hayden Wilder. Have a good night.